Hello everybody, I am back from a crazy weekend and we are going to be starting off the week talking about something that's very important here. That is whether or not Chicago and Montreal seasons are done. Before we start, please make sure to like this video and also join the Hockey Brigade by subscribing. Now let's talk about these two original six teams. So, the Hawks and the Habs are two teams that had pretty high hopes coming into the year, and things are just not going the way that you would expect them to. Chicago has to be surprised because they brought in Marc-Andre Fleury and then Seth Jones via trade for Jones as well as Fleury. But Jones was a guy that I wasn't too hype on for that, but they seem to say this is our guy. They gave him that big extension. And then meanwhile for Montreal, they are fresh off a Stanley Cup Finals appearance. And you would think that for them, they're expecting to go farther or to, keep up with what they've done. But things haven't just worked out that way, as they have spent almost a combined $177 million together, and they have combined for a record of 110-1. It's been pretty bad this year, and as you could guess, they're both in the basement of their divisions, not looking pretty for either one of them. But is the season over for both teams? We'll address that later. I'm going to talk about some things that, have really gone wrong for them, and then I'll give my take at the end of the video. And the thing that's painstakingly obvious about Chicago is their awful 5-on-5 play. It's just been really bad, as they have the worst goals for percentage in the league at 5-on-5 play this year at 18.52%, and they've been outscored 22-5 at full strength. In fact, yes, the rebuilding, purposely tanking Arizona Coyotes have a better goals for percentage than the Hawks do. And someone that you could probably turn around and point the finger at, or at least look at, is Seth Jones, the guy that they made that big trade for, as he has been out just of sorts for them for 5-on-5 play, as he's been outscored 10-0 when he's been out on the ice. And you have to remember, Blackhawks fan Stan Bowman gave him that big 8-year, $76 million extension that kicks in next year. That is rough. His high danger chance percentage is about even, so that's something that's interesting to follow. But he's going to have to focus more on the defensive game instead of the offensive game here to fix some things that are pretty rough right now if the Hawks want to salvage his contract before it even starts. Then, of course, we have to talk about Marc-Andre Fleury getting back to his Vezina form, as he has been killing the team at the moment. He has the second worst goal saved above expected in the league at negative 8.79, meaning he's given up about 9 more goals than he was expected to. And because of this, Chicago is dead last in the Central. Not all him, but of course this is something to keep an eye on, and we're going to have to see where that goes. Now on to Montreal, where things look just as bad. They are 1-5. Things are not looking pretty, and I'll start off by saying I don't think they'd be 1-5 right now if they had Carey Price, but he took a voluntary leave of absence from the team, and that's for an unknown reason, but we know that there is no ETA for his return, and that is a big problem for the Habs. Also, the Canadiens have been dead at the moment with their offense. They have the second worst goals for per 60 in the league, ahead of, again, the purposely tanking Arizona Cardinals, or I should say just one behind. And the young sensation Nick Suzuki is somebody to keep an eye on there, as he has been struggling after signing this big extension where everybody said he's the man, he is ready to go. It's not just been the case so far this year. In fact, there are 173 players ahead of him for more scoring chances than he has, and he's currently been without a goal on the year on 7 shots. Something to keep an eye out for, because it is a big thing. You sign this extension, you're expected to get goals, you're expected to get assists, you're expected to, just carry your weight and be a leader for the team. Not saying he's not being a leader, but at the moment, things are just not working out for him. This isn't to say he's the only problem, but he's going to have to step up for the Canadiens after signing that contract. And if they want to think about getting back to the playoffs a year after they were on the brink of a championship, mind you. So, having said all that, do I think that both of these teams' seasons are finished? I'm going to be honest and say yes. It is not normal for the Hawks to be probably the worst team over the course of 40 years in the regards if they haven't had a lead through their first 6 games at all, which I think I read an article yesterday saying that hadn't happened since I think 1978-79 season, and that's just not normal. And I think that especially in Chicago's case, there is not any room in the Central. That division is rough, tough, and ready to go. And while I understand there's 82 games in a season, I don't think they're going to turn it around in time. In my opinion, the Hawks won't be able to catch up enough ground. And Montreal, they're probably going to continue to struggle. I worried about them going into this year. I said the Atlantic's tough, and I thought they would miss probably, and I think that I'm probably going to end up being right about that. Although I will say one thing, Carey Price wouldn't have magically fixed this team. This team's got a few issues. They got on that hot run. Let's not forget the regular season they had. And while I do want both of these teams to do well because they are teams that have big markets, I have to say that as of right now, in my opinion, these teams are finished for this year. Let me know what your opinion is down below. Also, like this video if you liked this video, and subscribe to join the Hockey Brigade. Everybody stay safe. Have a great night. Eagle love hockey, alright? Goodbye, Brigadiers and Brigadettes. This is your captain signing off. Have a great night.